I DM my fair share of groups, and clothes shopping has always turned into a violent act for some reason on past campaigns, and I don't know why. So I'm fingers crossed, see what happens on this one, I suppose.
Hey, I'll let you know, through all of our Star Wars campaigns, only me and Trig started a fight during one of our shopping sessions.
And that wasn't our fault. I promise. It wasn't our fault.
Past when I did, the character couldn't afford to pay for a new coat he wanted, so he just said, "Oh, I'll pay you later," and lit the place on fire, stole it, and ran out.
It wasn't our
Oh
fault.
my. It wasn't.
We were just wandering and people started chasing us. We're like, ah!
Anyway.
Alira would never start a fight. All right.
Well, who wants to give a bit of a brief recap, since last session was pretty RP heavy, but some pretty big plot points did come up.
You're up, Shred.
Yeah, let's get the ball rolling.
This
Go ahead.
was your day to make a good decision.
The best decisions, the most excellent ones.
This is the day that he had the brain cell of the group.
The
Was it
singular
though?
brain cell that we share.
I don't know. I feel like that was passed in and out in about half a second with, yeah, let's free the sister and make her a super powerful void entity. At least she won't get stolen by Mother. Yeah, the consequences can be figured out later. And almost getting murdered by a teammate for perfectly valid reasons.
Oh yeah. I ate a bean last time.
Oh yeah, you did eat a bean.
We did, and I believe we resolved it. It was the invisible spells bit. So your armor is now just permanently invisible on you.
On top of that,
basically
I just
barbarian.
instantly appear behind people now.
I mean, you always did that anyway. The shadows.
Yeah, but now
cast
it's all,
were-
now it's all like not even just like a shadow. It's just gone.
I guess true. To
Like
the
I
normal eye.
just fade into the ground and appear behind them.
To the naked eye,
personal,
yes. A naked
kid.
man appears just sporadically behind them. This became a horror campaign very quickly. Anyway. So yeah. Anything else beyond Absentos's decision making?
We found out that Shara wished for a new start, or start over, or a cleanse. So, yay! And Arestimor was not happy when Evian told him the news. So I'm pretty sure I have no more pact with him. So no more ghosties.
Well, we'll see about that. But yes, he was certainly not pleased to hear that, because he does not know why she wished for such things. She just wished for basically a new beginning, to start over. So we had that. We also had the concaphony that was Mother's wonderful invitation to everyone to join the ball. Not the following night, but the night thereafter.
So 2 nights? Or
No, so we ended midday, I think, roughly.
It's about noon the day before the ball.
Yeah.
And Evian's time, it's only been 5 minutes.
Evian's still in the Feywild.
Yes,
Yeah.
she is still in the Feywild. It's only been 5 minutes. To her knowledge.
Yes. So what do you want to do? All I can think of now that I mentioned it was the Mother's trap or whatever, was the whole Perry the Platypus thing now.
and
You're trapped by societal conventions.
there was a coup going on, Andros and Marani and Seabreeze, that they were going to look up.
That's not until nightfall. So
well,
I wouldn't call it a coup. It's espionage.
Espionage.
Okay, an espionage. Okay.
Good and proper chicanery. But yeah, I would say let's start with Evian and or Absinthoss. Make sure we get anything they want to get to done. So
Super. I'm gonna let Evian go first because I need to get ice cream.
Yes, because ice cream is so important.
it's not ice water; it's ice cream. He's
Yeah.
He's improving. No.
it's character growth.
Alrighty then. I guess we'll start with Evian. Um. So the last time we left off with Evian is that she was asking the Dryad about dresses. Ew.
Oh, sorry. Okay. So you were. I'm coughing so much. Yes. So I think you asked her, and she actually ended up letting Lily escort you to get
Lily?
dressed up.
Okay. Um.
This is not really in the Dryad's realm of expertise.
Okay. I was gonna say in the transition of the mall, she would probably look back at Dryad. Do you know if this section will be available later on? I do want to know if there are any particular histories that I can dive into, or do I need to have permission?
Are you asking Lily this, I'm guessing?
The Dryad, before she goes out with Lily.
Okay. And you're referring to...
Um, what I'm referring to an Evian, is there any history on Fay Lauren's dealings? I know he was part of the Fae, and he was also part of the demon realm. And I was wondering if he had any passages that he left here that I can read over, that might give me information on this current development in the mortal realm. And I'd have not sure if the Fae have dealt with a creature named Foss.
The Dryad just taps her chin a bit. Can't say much record exists here. The Fae the court are not known much for keeping of histories, more interested in keeping of contracts, as it were. Perhaps some idle musings of the individual court members, but nothing so grand as communal history.
That's a little disappointing. Nevertheless, I suppose it brings on to, as the next question. Did anyone know Phaelor closely, or did he have anyone here that he talked to, or is he just like me, part of the Saley Court, a representative?
I remember two of his companions, they were, coming with him often here. A small mouse and a bird of sorts.
Um, are they currently here that you know, or have they returned at all?
I have not seen them in some time, Sapling. I do not know if they can come over without him.
Hmm. Even more troubling. Well, that's not much of a help with the current situation of why I came here. Um, I really thought I could find some answers in the Fae realm, but from what you're telling me and what we have no records of anything of these creatures that I mentioned, I guess I'll have to find my answers elsewhere. I guess in the meantime, I should probably make an audience with the Saving Court members.
Perhaps the court is not in session at this time, but it should be soon. If it is knowledge you're seeking of the past, perhaps one of the two that Valorn had with him could provide more. If I remember correct, one was such fond of books and old tomes.
From what I know is that he's on the mortal plane.
Yes.
And she pauses for a second thinking, and she's like, and the only way I can communicate with him is the acorn which I gave to Andros. And she's like mumbling under her breath, cursing herself. Another time, another time. Right. So how much is soon? From my understanding, the last time I was here, time is different than that of the mortal plane. And I have pressing matters in the mortal plane. So I
It
don't want
is
to
not a
linger
matter
too.
of time. The court will adjourn when all other pressing matters are put to rest. The court cannot hold while something else threatens our borders. Have no fear. Court will not convene until the issue in Galaran seems to be fixed. We dare not
But
hold court now to give the Night Fae a chance to side with him.
with Faust?
Yes.
But it is the matter of, speaking of Faust, that I need alliance. I need aid in case things go wrong on the mortal plane. Obviously, there are risks of, yes, some members may vote on one side or the other, but if we dwindle much longer, Faust may as well have some eyes or anything, a touch on the Fey realm. And with that, everything will be continue to break, as I have witnessed in the mortal plane.
Do not disagree with you, Sapling. But you must understand, the Fey realm is likewise divided, an eternal dance between the night and day.
So in other words, they won't do anything.
Until the court hole is broken, there isn't much we can do.
Sorry. She rubs her temples and pinches her nose. It's been a very, very stressful few days. Now having to deal with a ball is ridiculous and ridiculous and such trivial matters should not even be coexisting at this time because wow. And she's like blabbering to herself and mumbles and she takes a moment to take a deep breath, and then she looks around her surroundings. By the way, where is the member I sent ahead of for you to look over? I see that he is no longer with us. Did we abandon him at the tree?
Yes, he still rests beneath the boughs of the tree. And you see her close her eyes, and you sense a bit of magic flow from her. He still lies there. His sleeping has quieted. He seems a bit calmer. She opens her eyes to look at you again.
Well, at least he is in a better state than he was before. I would like to be with him before he wakes. I do have questions regarding to the current matter that I speak of. I don't know if I'm going to get much intel as I have here, but it's worth a shot. But in the other case, uh,
I inform Lily to hold off on making the dress.
please, please do.
He will be much disappointed.
I'm sure she can make plenty of dresses in the meantime. I'm not much of a person to wear dresses. I mean, look at me. I'm a, I'm a soldier. I have been raised as a tomboy. Do I look like a girly girl to you?
She just cocks her head. We are in the Feywilds. Everything here to multiple perception probably doesn't look normal.
She looks at her with a little frown. Sure. Uh, let's just get back to the man that I have requested you to look after. If you can. If it's not too much trouble.
Very well. She starts walking past you back down the pathways you took within the castle to get, or the, not really castle, within this Fey court area, back to the grove you had come from. And underneath the large tree, you see, sleeping kind of soundly against it, is the patron, Levia. And as you get closer, you hear him snoring rather loudly.
She looks at the dryad and gives a dismissive nod to her as she goes over to him and kneels beside him, trying to like tussle some of his hair out of his face, trying to make sure that he's not any sweat on him or anything like that. Just checking over his state as he's sleeping.
He stirs a bit as you brush away the bits of beads, sweat, and grime and such. Slowly opens his eyes, and he smiles a bit. Oh. Hello, dear. He looks around. Have I finally died?
No, you haven't died, Pops. You're in the Feywild.
His eyes grow a bit wider as he looks. I never. And you see, he starts to make an exclamation before he bites his lip and kind of looks down.
I know this isn't a great. I know you're probably confused, I should say. But I brought you here so that way your wife doesn't have any attachment onto you on the mortal plane. From the looks of the things that you were discussing with your son, prior, you were quite pale and troubled. I hope I didn't do anything out of character or trouble you in any way. I just hope that with her being out of sight, I'd be able to get to talk with you.
You hear him sniffling. And as he brings his head back up, you see just tears running down his face.
And I know it's
I,
difficult with what you've just learned and been lied to. It must really, really difficult, and you're hurting. But
he cuts you off with a growing smile through the tears. She's She's alive. Well, maybe differently, but she's free. She's free now. I finally
suppose
got
if
to say
Mhm.
hello. Finally got to say I was sorry. I could say it clearly. No more whispers. No more dark spots. No more act.
Madeline may be free from your wife and Serial, but your son, your son, Absinthoth, has done, in my opinion, done really something stupid.
You just see his smile grow a bit wider. I suppose he gets that from me. Don't blame the boy too harshly. We've had it a bit rough. Aslevia isn't quite known for its generosity to us. But I'm sure Madeline will look after him. No, she will.
But what if she doesn't? That's my fear.
You just see, like, again, he just looks at you with this kind of brimming smile. What kind of father would I be if I didn't trust my daughter?
Evian would look away at that, biting her lower lip. I wouldn't know. But you do have great love for your children. That much I can see. And she would look back at him.
He's
Well,
just.
even though you love your children very much, they're still set on killing your wife. And I have no idea if you have the same thoughts or same desire to do that. Yes, I know that your house has done many some good things and some bad things and even beyond nightmarish things, from what your son has told me, from what I have overheard and witnessed. But I need to know, is there a way to strip away the power from House of Livia, from Zerial?
Hmm. If I knew that answer, I would have probably done so long ago while I still had my full mind at the time. Powerful thing, these pacts and bonds, especially when both sides are willing. All I can think of is she or Zariel has to fall. And before you get the wrong idea, I did love her once. Before she, well, took on the mantle and vow of what you would call the House of Levia. I fear that the person she once was, or maybe who she truly is now. I fear the person I fell in love with is lost, or maybe never existed at all. Terrible thing. But
Power and corruption can do such evil.
do make for a fine story. They do make for the rise of a hero or a savior even more enticing. And in none of the plays I have ever written or seen, to overcome the anticipation and excitement I feel for seeing the end of this one.
She gives a small smile at that. Stories. I've heard quite a few stories as of late, and I've always wished for a happy ending. Well, obviously a hard work goes into that wish.
Yes, wishing for it. There's not much to it, really. The arcane and the religious might say wishing is the way to get a happy ending. The down to earth would say that you have to work to get a hard ending. Frankly, you just have to believe that the ending you want is a good one. And seek the one that. Just look for the good in every ending.
Do you see a good ending for the House of Levion?
I do.
What I mean, you do. You do.
I do. I choose to believe I do. But I won't know until I've seen the final act now. Won't I?
I suppose so. Though, I feel that I should keep you here a little while longer. I don't know what your wife would do if I were to send you back to the mortal plane and
Oh, probably
or your
terrible things.
yes,
She is
I'm sure.
quite proficient in terrible things, I can assure you.
What I'm trying to say for keeping you here, I'm keeping you for your safety and hopefully family member to return to for your son.
Well, it's good. Good enough a place as any to sit and rest these old bones for a while as I ask a few denizens a few questions and perhaps compose another play. Scenery here just seems quite right for it, don't you agree?
She looks along the clearing for a moment. Well, it is a very nice and bright and lively place. Oh, this is just one part of it.
Wonder what kind of play I would write. Comedy, a tragedy, a moving thriller. Whatever the case, I'll make the ending a good one. That doesn't mean the ending will necessarily be a happy ending. There is always good in an ending done well.
Knowing you, Pops, I'm sure you would.
Have you seen my other work?
No, but we do have a lot of hope. And that's what we do need now.
Well, if it's hope you need, I've got plenty for the lot of you. I think.
Mm.
Or at least I'll try. Yes. Let's just say that. I will certainly, most undoubtedly, try.
You already are. And she gives him a little tiny kiss on the top of his head before getting back up. Come on. I need to show you some things around here if you're going to ask some questions.
Of course, of course. I mean, I figured I would just go and kind of wander until someone was kind enough to give me directions, but this works too.
Well, I can't really have someone run about if I'm supposed to be
Oh,
representing this place, so.
oh, posh. No one should mind an old man like me asking questions.
Mm, depends on the question.
Well, just a few important details and a few maybe personal ones and a bit of a... Okay, maybe you have a point, but that doesn't stop my curiosity.
Well, don't ever let that die.
The part that's kept me going all these years.
And Evie would just smile at that, and she would just basically show him the entrance of the actual kingdom that was led through by the Dryad, and even experience it for the first time besides being flabbergasted herself, and see what things are withheld in the Feywild. But at the same time, she's thinking of what she'd done to Absinthoss before sending him back, and recollecting what he said towards him, Pop said towards his kids.
Yep. And Father Levier is literally just kind of flabbergasted he's going about, like, seeing all this. Like, he is just kid in a candy store, wide-eyed, going up to every structure, every denizen that he can come across, and just start asking the most innocent and most random questions you could probably imagine from him.
I would say Evan would probably spend a little bit of her time with Father Livia just to make it easier. Uh, but there will be a point where she would go over to find Lily, and probably ask her if she knows if the people who are in the other representatives, if she has their names, because I know when she first met, she her name was taken by Lily. So
As far as, like, trying to find other representatives, there's none really. Like, the court is pretty empty at this point for the most part. There's a couple of, like, odd bits of fae, like some of the fairies kind of going about, the dryad, a couple of not otter, but odd kind of creatures about. But the premise of the majority of the court is pretty empty, as since it's not in session, there's no one really here yet, save
so
mostly attendants and caretakers.
and are they just in question, like elves and other fairy type folk?
Yeah,
Or
so
fae
there's some
folk?
elves, but
Okay.
they're more of the what's the word? A character from the other game. The like seasonal type elf where they're vibrant in color.
Eldrin.
Yes,
Eldrin.
Eldrin. So some Eldrin, some of the fairy fae folk. Kind of just again, there's not many, but there's a couple you see about. A lot of them tend to kind of like give you curious looks as you go about. Most preferring to stay away. Like I said, no one here really is of high import. It's mostly caretakers or the general like inhabitants of the court itself.
Okay. Oh yeah, she will most likely just have a tour with Father Levy until he gets tired, and find a resting place for him until she goes over to find Lily, and the Dryad if they're together.
The Dryad's been following you pretty much at a distance this entire time.
Oh.
Yes.
I should know that.
Lily, however, is off, well, making fun outfits, but yeah, the Dryad's been following she's giving you your space, but she's still following you at a distance.
Okay. She would just turn to the Dryad. Is there any free beds nearby that Sir Levia here would be able to rest for a couple more days until I retrieve him?
There are some spare rooms for the guest for long sessions of court. I could see if one is free.
That would be fantastic if you do find one. In the meantime, I better go find Lily. I'm sure she's probably bundled in so many robes and dresses. Ugh.
He will be delighted to see you. I'm sure he's had his fair pick.
Sure. So with that,
She kind
she's
of-
just
Yeah, she takes Levia kind of with her and points down, points to where you can find her, gives you directions to where you can find Lily.
okay.
And following those
Uh,
directions,
mhm.
if
Yeah,
you are
she
following,
does.
okay, yeah. So if she follows these directions, I need to actually get a decent map layout for this. I didn't do that yet, but I need to get. I kind of want to design this place a little bit more thoroughly because I have plans for this place later. But following the plan, the directions, you come to a fairly large. What you could only describe as a dressing room. Plenty of like the privacy sheets. You see a bunch of like different materials and silks, different garment type materials lying about, scissors and pins and needles, and all the like. And on a few mannequins set up are dresses as Lily flitters about, kind of tailoring each one. And as you enter, he turns. Oh, you're finally here. Great, great, great. Step up, step
Yes.
up, step up.
Hi. She goes over a little bit looking at the dresses and looks at Lily. Before we get onto dressing, I was quite curious, Lily. Is there other patrons or I know I've heard from the Dryad that there are representatives and right now they're not here yet, but she keeps mentioning soon and I don't know what soon is, but what I mean is there other when we first met, I should say, do you normally take names from everybody, or is there other types to where, like I've witnessed, the ringmaster truly torture people?
It
I know there's
depends.
the night fae and the day fae. I know this is a odd question to ask you.
It's just whatever we see is fun. I took your name as a matter of a bit of fun as my introduction to you.
And that's a normal thing amongst others. If
It varies depending on the fae folk you talk to. Others enjoy parties with their respective hosts. Some enjoy the torturing and the like, as you've experienced firsthand. That tends to fall more into the night phase. A little dabble of things. Uh, the taking of names and compulsory acts. Yes, yes, yes. All fine and, it's all standard Fey duties, but we do it for fun a bit, depending again who you talk to.
Duly noted. I'm just trying to find being as the representative between both. I'm just seeing what kind of balance I could find between the two. Of course, it's a little too soon for that, and I have other things to think about. Right. Dresses.
Yes. Now, would you prefer one with a lot of flowers, or would you prefer what is your preferred type of dress? I have a few lined out here, and the selection he's got one that's just this frilly, like, take a wedding dress and throw as many flowers as you could possibly string across it to the point where it looks like a giant poofy flower. Something like that. You've got another one that is almost its antithesis, bit of a slimmer dress covered in thorns and briars curling up its sides. And you've got another that's a bit of a mix, covered um, more in a bit of just fauna in general. It doesn't look like it really had any particular style. You swear you can see a few mushrooms and bark on it. If you don't like, I can always think up some more. These are just the first three that came to mind.
Oh, well, from what I know the Fae are very elegant from what the Dryad is saying.
Oh, it just suits whoever's fancy. The more whimsical
Well,
it seems to be, the more enjoyable and fitting, but we can cater.
I'm not much with this flower type thing. She's gesturing over to the frilly dress. Or mushrooms for that matter.
Okay, no flowers, no mushrooms. He snaps his fingers and you see the dress just kind of like poof off all the flowers until it's just a plain white dress. Oh, right. So you don't like frilly things. You also don't like them. Well, what if I... And he starts flying about, kind of starts poking out the dress with scissors and pins. Would you prefer like a trailing gown? Or are you more of like pants type fighter? Or what are you looking for? Is this a like formal fey ball? Or is this a... Huh. Well, that we can
Um,
do.
something I do tune. I like to listen to the trees, and being that the Sale Court represents, from what I heard, seasons. Uh, and is the Sale Court supposed to be representing a certain season this time around? Just
Yeah.
nothing too showy, just something elegant, simple, maybe a little bit of that
Do you have a
represents the
color
season.
in mind?
Um, green? I mean, green is not too bad, and maybe a little something that kind of represents a little bit of soldier-ish, I guess. If that makes sense.
Something soldiery. Yes, I see it now. And you see he starts furiously kind of like cutting and working at this dress. Bits of magic also splaying from his fingers as he magically trims and hems things that he didn't necessarily touch as the dress turns a dark, foresty green and starts kind of stemming these mix of inlays of golds and purples amidst the dress's pattern. Um, you also see on the shoulders almost bark-like, like almost wooden in color and yet very sleek and trimmed, like shoulder pads. Well, shoulder pads, but like shoulder accessories, adornments form as well, giving it kind of a more astute air form on this particular piece.
Yes. So like something like that. That's perfect.
All right. I will touch it up, and then we will get you sized and fitted.
Fantastic, because this is supposed to be for a ball that I'm not looking forward to.
Oh, I
But
envy you. Mortal balls always look like so much fun. So much magic, so much mystery and intrigue, and a bit of
murder.
music and fun.
I mean, what?
Well, if you
Sure.
say so, dear.
Uh, it might fall into that category, but I'm not
I've had
one
my
for
fair
noble
share of murder
parties.
balls as well.
Really?
Well, yes. The mortal balls are always so interesting. Never two are the same. Some are murder, some are mystery, some are just frivolous fun.
I have a weird question or request besides the dress. Is there a way in case if I were to bring my weapons with me, is there a way to disguise them or to where I can manifest them on a whim if I need be?
Hmm.
If
Oh,
not, then
perhaps
if not, it's too much of a of
perhaps an
a
illusion
request.
to blend it into something else, though it would fail should someone look closely or you when you use it, or if there's any magical detecting properties. You could stow it in a bag, maybe, though it doesn't usually seem fitting for a uh, princess such as yourself to be carrying a large bag or oddity of sorts.
Um,
I mean,
is there? Do you guys own a bag of holding in the Feywild? I heard those things can hold a lot of things.
I can check. I don't recall having them, but hey, maybe someone left one behind.
She shrugs. I know it's a weird request. I just want to be prepared in case there is a murder ball. So
I heard you mortal humans usually use things like knives or poison at those. And, big bow. Unless you're planning to do it from another across like a rooftop or something.
I could stash my weapons, but being it as a house of live, and she's like muttering under her breath, trying to figure it out under her own thoughts. Never mind, never mind. She just
I
waves her
did see a
hand.
great human ball once that I had the chance to watch through the window of, where a very clever gentleman did hide their weapons inside the ballroom in one of the chairs. Ooh, it was quite fascinating when they thought they had the upper hand. He whipped out his greatsword out of the big chair. I don't know how the person sitting on it didn't notice it initially. Humans are an odd sort, I guess.
Yes, but being as the house is full of made possible magic casters, I mean, no. And she's like mumbling under her breath. I mean, I don't know if you ever heard of. Have you heard of a Zariel by chance?
Ugh. Who
I
hasn't
take that
heard
as.
of her, dear?
Does she have any power here?
Thankfully, no.
Oh, thank God.
She has her realm, this is ours. She can do whatever she likes in her burning, stinking, hot plane of hell. Not a pleasant place, no, no, not indeed.
I guess which brings me to my next question. Has there been any other odd occurrences during the Fey realm besides, um, well, I know the ringmaster was the prior representative and everything, but has there any been darkness or shadows looming within the Fey realm?
Not on
Or
our
is it...
side, I suppose, but we've heard
Well,
rumors that the unseelie Night Fae are moving about more often than usual, but it's hard to say, my dear. Compared to you humans, I'm sure everything here would be strange. Would you find it strange if I say the mushroom I talked to 2 days ago, well, isn't around anymore? He turned into a toadstool.
aren't mushrooms supposed to do that?
He just stares at you, puts his hand kind of in his forehead. Kind of the problem, my dear. It is hard to describe what is strange to one that, well, but Frank doesn't know enough of our ways yet.
I have much to learn, as I have little knowledge of the Fey realm, and I'm sure you'll be giving me a crash course as I'm being dressed up.
That I can do. That I can do.
And that's the majority of her time is just basically having this crash course history
Yeah.
with Lily and getting dressed, and we can move
Yeah.
on.
Yep. He'll be, kind of sizing you up and fitting you for this gown. A lot of the crash course, we can roll see how much you kind of remember. It's pretty knowledge dump and a bit, like I said, it borders on the bizarre. Feywilds is definitely a step out of reality, in a sense. He talks of mushroom dragons. He talks of just these beings, the Elendil, the different Fae, the different dealings they have. Just the he tries to give you as best a crash course as you can, but there's quite a bit of info to try and distill into this time frame.
Okay.
Especially again with just, it's like being read, Alice in Wonderland and exposed to the world that it is, and told that is reality. That is everything around you. Everything you know is just this upside down, bizarro world.
All right. Would it be possible to roll to see how much she could take in? Because
Sure.
in my mind, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a check here. What do I want to do for it? Let's just do a. I would say let's do history.
I mean, it makes sense since she's being taught about the Fey
Yeah,
history.
it's a mix of
Okay.
trying to think between like history or arcana because it borders on that too. But
Okay. I'll do history. I mean, they're the same score, so.
okay.
uh, normal?
Yep.
Okay.
All
That's not that
right.
great.
You get a. I mean, it's you get a decent amount of the base info through. There is still a lot that goes over your head, or in one ear out the other kind of deal. But you're starting to learn a little bit more about the way the Fey Wilds kind of operate. I can give you a bit more info lore dump on that later as well.
Okay.
No, we want it now. Well, you're not there, so if you wanted, Mister Green Pickle Rick, go to the Feywilds and ask him yourself.
They'd probably just laugh at me the whole time. You did what?
A creature odder than the Fey creatures, surely a sight to behold. A holy
I
pickle.
I would assume once she's getting dressed that she would ask the Dryad to go back to the mortal realm, and I'll end it to where she is alone, or with, at this time, I don't know what the time is, but we'll just say that she's alone at the current time, and then she's going to go find Morani. So we'll move on to the next person.
Okay. Alrighty. Who's up next after that bit?
Absinthe.
Stop eating your ice cream and talk.
Maybe the ice cream ate him.
Did you get that ice cream from the Feywilds?
No, this one was from the Shadowfell.
Uh-oh, even worse.
He did say he was going to be back. I don't know if he actually came back.
Well, he just typed something in Discord, so.
Hey,
Shred.
Shred, you're muted and deafened, so we don't hear anything we're saying.
Oh no, he's sloshed with ice cream. He is now consumed to be ice cream forever.
Let the pingening begin.
Sorry, no.
We did not prompt that. He did that all on his own.
Here comes the 1d6
Uh-huh.
roll.
Well, since Shred's out, I guess someone else must take over.
Oh, fuck me.
Yes!
Oh
God.
shit! Oh no!
No, I'm saving it for the ball.
Oh Jesus Christ!
All right. Well, now you know the best laid plans you could possibly have are going to go out the window because Thamor is immediately consuming a bean, apparently.
Oh.
Oh, not
this will
just
be
a bean.
chaos.
All
Glorious,
the beans in the
glorious
potion.
chaos.
He's just gonna drop the bean in the public fondue or in the punch bowl.
I'm gonna take the potion. Spike the punch bowl.
Oh, gosh.
I love it.
Oh, gosh. Ploink will be pleased. The DM a bit less so. Nah,
You gave him the beans, sir.
I gave him beans. I did not intend for the potion to be distilled and served to random guests of a ball and turn into a chaotic who knows a what. All right. Anyway,
It's
since Shred
better use than Andros taking it because he already can breathe underwater. So this is a more effective use.
assuming the side effects don't, provide some beneficial or detrimental effect of some kind.
Oh, they'll be beneficial for something.
All right. Well, since Shred is apparently consumed by his ice cream, who else would like to go?
Oh, let's all speak at once. Marani, you want to do something?
Yeah,
You wanna
I
make
was
a
gonna
bad
say you want to.
decision?
Yeah, let's make a bad decision right now.
All right.
Here we go.
All right. Bad decision. Dot decisions. It's midday roughly. You guys are still within the tavern or within the guild hall. I think this was being ended like shortly after everyone had once again berated Absinthoss when he teleported back in.
Mhm.
So I feel like that's a recurring theme now. We can just like mark all the endings of we stop when Absinthoss got berated for the second, twice, third, for the multeenth time, whatever. Anyway,
So,
go for it.
yeah, I mean, I was just going to say that, yeah, at some point, as we're all kind of milling about in the aftermath, Marani will eventually just kind of catch Andros's attention and just kind of like cocks her head to a table off in the corner somewhere, just so that they can talk semi privately.
Gives her a gives her a smile and a nod and follows her over.
I've been thinking about what you said earlier about the crown.
Good to hear.
I can't say that I love the idea of fucking with this thing, but if you really think that E is Eladwin, then I think that we need to figure out if Eldwin is even still in here anymore. Maybe we can use him somehow.
You see a smile start to grow on his face, and he runs his tongue along the bottom of his top teeth. This is the grin widens. Well, you came around to make a bad decision with me then.
I don't know if there's such a thing as a good decision or a bad decision anymore, because everything that we do just seems to blow up in our faces. So if we're going to make a decision, even if it's a shitty one, let's at least make it something that could give us an edge or at least some information.
See, now you're getting it. You're understanding. It's not about risk management. It's about making things happen. It's more fun that way, right?
Fun, yes, sure. I think that our definitions of fun differ somewhat, but
We'll work on it. By the way, where's Zucchini? Your boy toy.
Zucchini. Zidane, what are you doing?
This is the morning, right?
No, that's like afternoonish.
Oh. I think at some point he's going to be trying to attune to Brielle's halberd, probably in the common room, just over by the mantle.
Well, my thought is, let's just say I've always feel buoyed when your boy toy's around. There's something in the way, I think it's the way he looks at me, looks at you. I don't know, it's like, what was it? It's like vacant, doe-eyed, not quite sure why he's chubbing or who he's chubbing for. It's
Andres,
endearing.
stop talking. What's your point?
Well, I figure if we're all gonna go off and be stupid, it might be worth mentioning it to him. At least this time.
Yeah, I suppose you're probably right. I I don't know how he's going to feel about what we're trying to do, but
I'm sure he'll take about 3 hours to figure it out, but he'll come along.
well, if we're going to do this, let's go somewhere a little bit more secluded. If things go tits up, I don't want this entire tavern to become collateral damage.
Just what I was thinking, a nice, private place to visit. I wonder if it makes sense to go visit his little house.
Well, it seemed stable enough before to at least put things inside.
Right,
Seems as private a place as any.
and it's what? It's connected to the plane of life, right?
So he says.
Well, it's about as opposite as it can be of old Fausty here. Might give us an edge. If nothing else, if he explodes, it's nothing lost, I suppose.
I somehow think that Zidane would disagree with that, but
I'm sure he would.
semantics. We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Right. How about you go broach the idea to him? I'm going to, well, I'm going to go grab a keg from Kazim there. I'm assuming we'll need it for after.
That's probably a safe assumption to make. Yeah.
See you in a bit.
Yep.
So Andros will head over to Kazim and flag him down and ask for a cask of something. Not something huge, just a small barrel of maybe his one of his finer spirits.
All right, that will be like a full cask or like just a cup.
I'm assuming like a maybe a 2 or 3 gallon cask, not like one of the smaller barrels.
Yeah. For the final stuff, sir, that'll be like let's see, 3 gold for the one we got left.
That's it. 3 gold.
We
How
don't
about
have
you
many
take?
finer stuffs left, sir.
How about you take 5, and we'll call it even.
Thank you very much. Enjoy.
Hey, can I get a smile? Hey, cheer up. Let's all be all right.
Yes, sir, I've been working late into the night with your dwarven friends. They've kept me up with the drinking and singing. I have not gotten much sleep.
Just means you should be more chipper.
I'm not sure magic like that exists in this world.
I guess that's what they say booze is for. Anyway,
I'm not
thank
allowed
you.
to drink on the job, sir.
Oh, fuck. To talk to Gorvin about that, that's bullshit.
When he's not drunk.
See, he's a hypocrite. He's doing exactly what he's telling you not to. Oh, I suppose if you're all drunk, this whole place would go up in flames, so... Keep on keeping on then.
That is what I try, sir.
See you when I see you. And he just walks over and just disappears with the cask into the doorway.
Yep. He just bows his head and you hear him just like you see if you just turn, you see him kind of like wiping the counter off, and when kind of no one's watching, you see him kind of slowly slip under the counter and just fall asleep against it.
While this has been going on, Marani will walk up to Zidane. Zidane, how stable is your sanctuary?
Well, and he's looking up, as he's facing Marani. You notice that it looks like the blade of the halberd actually was glowing slightly, but it fades away as his concentration is lessened. The stability is actually better than I thought it was. I was perhaps overreacting earlier, thinking that the corruption was going further than it could have been.
Can't hurt to be cautious, but if you're certain it's not going to implode anytime soon, Andros and I have a bit of a crazy idea, and we'd both like your assistance.
He raises an eyebrow.
Come on, let's go inside and talk.
All right. Dooby 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 doo.
Okay.
So,
Um,
so Andros, you want to fill Zidane in on your crazy ass idea?
Oh, hey Zucchini, how you doing? You feeling alright?
I used to have the map for your thing. Where did it go?
It's dead, Jim.
Not dead. I just feel like because I know I had one thing you updated, and I don't know if I actually put the updated one in.
I think it was only updated because it added another room. But that's neither here nor there, honestly.
Anyway, how's the skin? You're looking verdant.
Yes, I also seem to have a, I haven't really felt hungry. A little bit concerned about that. But it is what it is. No, no risk of any werewolfing.
Wonderful.
Not sure if that was the right decision, all things considered. But, well,
Well, I'm sure you'll have lots of time to ponder it. Anyway, little Sparkles here and I, well, she came up with a fairly interesting idea. I figured I'd entertain her, but she mentioned that, well, we might be up against someone we met before. Okay, I lied, actually. I came up with the idea. She's just... Well... Anyway, this elvish fellow who's leading the Faustians, Gets with the name of E, right? Uh, there's what, two other elvish folk that we've met that start with the same name? I
And one of
wonder.
them is currently a charred corpse underneath the castle. Yes.
Aye, so, well, logical conclusion brings out that I wonder if this fellow might be Eledwin. And I'll figure we've got Eledwin in the crown here. So why don't we go talk to him?
He looks over at Marani with a questioning gaze.
I know it sounds crazy, but with all the crazy shit we've been dealing with the past few weeks, would it really be that far-fetched?
No, it wouldn't.
Brilliant. I figure any edge that we can get, it makes the most sense to try it. And we've had this crown for months now. There's something about it. Yeah, I did.
Yep.
Something about it. I can't believe he's lost. There's got to be something left of him.
Thought that in the play that Eledwin in that last book of Grimlocks said that everything was consumed.
Now, he also said the next time we meet, we'd be enemies. So, I don't really take what he said at face value. I mean, you wouldn't really want your enemies getting an advantage on you, right? Come on. What's a little curiosity gonna do? You got Sparkles here, she's good with mind stuff. You got me here, I'm good with, well, being me. We'll have you round, so in case either of us goes insane, you can hit us with your stick and bring us back. It's foolproof.
I wouldn't go as far as saying it's foolproof, but it's better than nothing.
I've got my passengers as well. I don't think they'd appreciate me going insane, so
As far as experts in mind things, what about Absinthoss?
you're joking, right? Oh, no, she's not joking. This is his not joking
Zidane
face.
hardens his gaze, yeah, and sets his jaw.
No, I don't want to talk to Absinthoss about this.
You come to me with a plan to attempt to meet the enemy on what could be their home turf, putting someone that I care very much for. And
To be fair,
asking
she
for
came to me about it. I only proposed it. This is her choice.
He's right, Zidane. He didn't coerce me into this.
They,
and I am
I
not.
might be charming,
It's a
but
good
I'm not that
idea.
good.
It's a good idea to gain information, yes. However, not going in with as much protection and the tools with which to maybe explore this territory seems a bit foolish, even if it is Absinthoss.
Zidane, Absinthoss doesn't really have a great track record with dealing with evil beings. Just saying. I get that you trust him which that's a questionable decision on your own part, but I won't berate you for it. I don't. I think he's got a lot to prove, and I desperately don't feel like giving him an opportunity to touch this. I'd rather not some bargain be made and another soul gets sacrificed.
So Dan, remembering a certain conversation on a couple nights before, looks down for a moment.
Besides, it's my idea. Figure if anyone's going to risk themselves, it'll be me. Sparkle said she wanted to come around for the ride, so that's why I mentioned she bring you.
Person can't prove themselves if they're not given the opportunity, but regardless of that fact, you seem set upon only us three attempting this.
It's not just us three. We've got Frey, we've got my passenger, Andros has got his passengers.
Army? Well, mine. Fuckery. Trust me, if anything starts going south, we'll get out.
Fine.
The spirit kind of flips open his bag and mage hands the crown out, covered in stone. Right, I figure if we're all touching the crown, we can all be in there together. The old little seance.
Ronnie, do you think that you and I could link together now before going in?
If that would make you more comfortable, yes.
Just one more layer of protection. Because we don't know how this will go.
I desperately wish I could mind link with more than one person, but I can't, so... Yeah, she'll establish a mind link with Zidane. On the count of three, then?
Set it on the table and sit around and be like, right. Grimlock put the stone on it to keep it from, well, bleeding out or looking around, so what do you say we peel it back a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
Raises his hand and you see almost like a shale like cracking comes on his hand as he holds it over the stone, and some of it starts to flake off as he's using mold earth to kind of break up the rock that's on there. Oh, come on, Stony, help me out here. Finish this off.
You really think that's a good idea?
Oh, I think it's a brilliant idea. Glad you could join me. This will be fun. Lighten up.
I think it's safe. I don't much like what you're trying to do.
Stone.
You're not going to stop me?
It's not my right to.
No? Then you're just as culpable as me. Let's go.
You ever come to the planet Earth, lad? I was...
Big grin on his face. Oh, anyway, shall we do this?
Go throw yourself off a cliff for all I care.
You feel a bit of a surge of power as he aids you in your molder a little bit. and the stone cracks and falls away around a chunk of the crown.
Right.
If anyone's having second thoughts, now's the time.
Well, not me. I'm gonna reach forward and grab Marani's hand and place both of our hands on the crown.
Yeah, Sedan is going to match them.
All right, I need you all to roll wisdom saving throws.
Yep.
Alrighty.
With the +4.
+4.
+4. Thank you. Yes. 22.
10.
21.
All right. Andros.
Yep.
Well, you all hear a growling voice muttering something.
Oh boy.
Andros, you are so compelled to bring the crown to E.
Do we feel something is wrong?
You feel something is like you feel this command of just bring it, bring it, bring it, bring it, and just this magical compulsion. A very, very strong magical compulsion. In fact, I mean, technically, yes. Andros, you are hit with a Geas spell.
Doesn't sound good.
Should be intriguing. Ah, right. I'll get there. Mind if we talk first?
A bit of a silence as the spell incantation ends.
We will. When you bring this to me.
Who's me?
He goes quiet. And you notice that frost has formed around each of your hands, touching the crown.
Hmm.
Mon, I told you I wanted to be friends.
We hear him talking.
You hear nothing anymore from the crown.
Then you're not going to say anything. Come all this way, finally tell you we're going to be friends. All you do is tell me to do something for you.
So I would like to try noticing that I'm not hearing anything from the crown anymore, but seeing that Andros seems engrossed in it.
Mhm.
I'm gonna swap my mind link from Zidane to Andros and see if maybe I can pick up on what he's hearing.
Currently, Andros is not hearing anything else from the crown as well. You very strongly feel a presence inside of it, but it seems to be choosing to ignore you all now.
Going on.
Eladwin, We've risked a lot to talk to you.
Seems like we're rich of you that you don't talk back. All that whispering you did all that time before. No nothing.
That fool is no more. You feel a
So-
sharp, cold pain in your hands, touching the ground.
Says who?
Do you really need to ask? You escaped me once. You won't do so again. I know where you are now.
Oh, do you? Oh.
You each take 2 points of cold damage
Hey,
from continuously holding the crown.
Well, if you know
Frost
where we
and
are,
Ryan.
why don't you come and get it then?
Andros, what the fuck are you doing?
It doesn't matter. You'll bring it to me anyway.
And then what?
You'll see. I have waited far too long for this. Bring it to me.
We'll talk.
Perhaps.
And there be peace. Sedan just says out of turn.
There will be oblivion.
Why? You wish to rule over nothing?
When you bring me the crown, we'll talk more then. If you don't do anything foolish. I always have need for useful things.
That's like your little puppet, Elodwin.
That fool is no more.
Except he is.
Come. You will see the truth with your own eyes then. You know where to find me. Expect you soon.
Alright.
Sedan
not
looks
a-
at the other two. and then down at the ground where they're touching it.
Yep. Your hands are covered in almost a pretty decent layer of frost and ice at this point.
Mm. Not happy. Not happy. Not happy.
Come on. We came all this way to talk. Why don't you let us to talk with Elenwen just for a bit? What's the harm?
Come then.
Ah, it's talking
I
with
will
you.
permit you to see the truth.
I'm gonna do something stupid. Divine Sense on the crown while we're touching it.
Okay.
Yes, maybe, just maybe, there's something to be divined as a mind is touching the crown. Because we know that something is inside the crown of a soul-ish nature. So, who knows?
So, if all around you is light and life, this thing is a black void of stench, death, and decay.
Hmm. Opposite ends of the spectrum. Wonderful.
Oh, very
And
much
this thing
so.
is in my house.
Yes, in your hands.
And in my hands, yes.
And in your head, and turn. Oh, wait, but. Anyway.
I don't think anything is in here except for Faust.
Clever boy.
First time anyone said that about him. Fine, we'll come talk later.
Do not delay. The longer you wait, the more I will make you suffer.
Eh,
And I will make those around you suffer.
eh.
How do you plan on doing that when you're stuck in there?
He will bring it to me. He has no other choice.
So confident.
Bring it. Bring it within the next hour, or you will suffer.
I was gonna go get my hat buffed. Think you can wait a little bit longer?
You feel a bit of tingling, as though magical thorns seem to be crawling along your skin.
Oh, hey, oh, that's uncomfortable. So no on the hat buffing?
Hat buffing is worth your life. Then by all means, go get your hat buffed. Maybe the last thing you do.
And Ross, what's going on?
Just talking. That's what I do. Right, Bad
You
ideas.
all also take another 2 cold damage from continuing touching the crown. The
Andros.
frost spreads up your arm.
Right. Fine. Let's go. And he's going to, with his other hand, start trying to break the ice with shape water, melting it and breaking it apart.
Cracks and shatters as it falls around, jagged in pieces. So you finally rip your grasp free of the crown. Told you that was a dumb thing to do.
Yeah.
Like Grimlock said, he's gone. Can't blame him though. I knew he was a strong mage, but I don't think anyone could have stood up to a dragon for all these years. Not like him anyway.
It was worth a shot. Right, so we're gonna bring a crown to a dragon then. He goes up for a walk.
Come again.
Wait, hold on. You're not actually seriously suggesting that we do that.
Some form of fashion, yeah.
Why?
He asked me to?
And?
Andros, did something happen when you touched?
I mean, it felt a little prickly. And... Oh.
Is there some kind of check that I could make to be able to see that something is compelling him right now?
Roll an Arcana. Because you
Okay.
did resist the spell, so you know something was trying to affect your mind.
Okay, I am going to guidance myself.
Is there a way I could roll on this to see if I
Yes.
recognize it?
You can all roll Arcana to see if you recognize. Because again, you were hit with a magical spell. It's not like that was a hidden cast kind of thing. You were very blatantly like siege with this mental attack from a very strong source.
Oh, thank God.
Natural 17 for 17 total.
And I have a 19 total.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry. I have a 20 total.
Okay. I'm gonna go by its DC. So yeah, Morani. So Zidane and Absinthos, you have an idea that it's likely some kind of magical compulsion. Morani, judging by how he's saying it, just the sensation, you kind of get this bit of dread. You've never cast it yourself. It's not in the realm of anything you've cast. Perhaps in the stories you've heard or tales you've heard. The compulsion of like yes.
They hit me with something. It felt weird.
I'm gonna try something. And since I've been able to discern that this is a magical effect, I'm gonna try to dispel it. I'll cast Dispel Magic and try to remove this magical compulsion.
I will tell you right now that it does not succeed because it is not dispellable by Dispel Magic.
God damn it. Okay.
According to the text on it.
I'd like to flip a destiny point.
So, slightly out of meta or out of metagame, yes, it is.
Yeah.
It is affected
Okay.
by Remove Curse, Greater Resto, or Wish.
I see
Mm,
got up
yeah,
you.
yeah. Okay,
It's
okay.
Ronnie's spill.
Is it cold in here still?
And Andros, let's think about this logically, okay? We
Hmm?
touched this crown.
Also, what do you guys have with the crown at the moment? You still holding it, or did you all just throw it on the ground?
I think it's still
Still
just
on the
sitting on the
table.
table.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
pulled away from it.
Okay. You see it kind of like rime and frost is kind of spreading to the area like where it's touching.
Oh, that's not
Okay.
good.
Okay, but before I continue that line of thought, Andros, can Stony do something about this? He broke it. Can he unbreak it?
I'm sure if I ask nicely.
Well, do you mind?
Are you asking nicely?
Would it help if I did?
Yeah, well,
Pretty please.
thank you, Sparkles.
You're welcome.
Stony, what do you say? We close this thing back up?
Name's Groombar, you insolent. I'm not the
Uh,
one who put the original stone on it. It's Grimlock's magic, not mine.
Aren't you a god of Earth? You can't do anything with someone else's stone?
You can use your own magic to mold the earth as you want. I can't just reach through you and cast my primordial magics. It's not how that works.
Enough. He's just gonna mold Earth and try to cover what stone is left and see if it'll kind of just hold back together.
It holds, like you form the stone, and you notice that rime kind of fills the cracks as you try to seal it. Something's different about the stone that was used by Grimlock.
Oh,
But-
that can't be good.
It does seem to be holding it at bay for now, though.
Grimlock always had a knack for the earth. Better than you and your watery nonsense. Everyone
That's
likes the water
why.
anyway.
That's why I asked very nicely for you to help, and you've just been grumble, grumble, grumble.
Well, perhaps if you actually call upon me, let me take over for a bit. The best help I can give right now is giving you advice.
You want to? You want to come out?
Do you want me to? You really think I'm not just gonna start strangling you while I have your body?
I mean, you might. Do you want to?
Up to you. I could care
You-
less.
You chose to be with me. I have
Aye.
a feeling you're not just gonna be with me to choke me.
No, but it does bring a smile to my face thinking about it.
Fine, you can have one punch. Come
Are
on.
you making facial expressions as you're talking in your
Oh,
head?
he's talking
And-
aloud. You're
Oh,
hearing
oh,
this.
well,
You're hearing the one side of it.
Really only-
Well, and I am still mind linked with him, so do I hear Groombar?
Yes, you hear Groombar.
Okay.
Aye.
Oh, okay.
Come on out. Sorry, Puddles. Stony. Take me, whatever. Do your magics.
Okay, are you actually using your...
I will do that.
Okay. Alright, yep. You hear him chuckle a bit as you feel, and for those watching, you see his Andros's flesh kind of harden and start growing cracks and becoming stone-like in appearance. And his eyes start glowing a bright ruby red.
Andros, what the fuck?
And as he does so, you see, like, almost growing from that stony, like, texture that his arms and bodies become, you see a stone maul form in his hands.
Andros, how are you holding that?
This doesn't feel as... he didn't say what it lay like this. Stony! Come on!
Ah, you can take it, lad.
Fuck! Slams them all down and cracks some of the wood panels. Ah! Right, are you done yet?
Almost. Yeah, I'm done.
Ah,
Hey, remember, you promised me one free punch after you're done.
yeah, go for it.
Well, let's finish the job first before I...
He just kind of instructs you to touch the hammer to the crown.
Right. There you go. Should I hit it hard or soft?
No, Andros, for
Just
God's sake, don't
place
break
it
it.
on there. Don't slam it. There's usually a time and place to slam things. This ain't one of them, lad.
He goes and what should be a very difficult thing to lift, he suddenly like just whips it up. He's like, "That's a lot lighter than I expected." There you go.
Power coursing through your veins now, you wimpy little water boy.
Right, here we go. Ding.
And you see part of the maul kind of bleed off, kind of like the molar spell would, and encase the crown further. And you see tinges of that yellowish amber vein circle around it.
Aye, much like I did that creature in Denmark, I will do to the creature here. It's a bit cold though, but it'll
Be
do.
bound to. Oh wait, do we hear him now that he's kind of channeling through Andros?
Yep, he's saying this out loud through Andros' mouth.
Wait, is it going to be bound like it was to Grimlock, but now to Andros?
No, it's just encased in part of my.
It's a.
Let me take over and talk, you dunderhead.
That's my mouth.
Yeah, but it's my stone.
Oh, fuck you.
And you feel your fist lift and just slug yourself hard across the jaw.
Oh.
Close your mouth after all. Ah.
Yeah, it's your mouth too. It doesn't feel so good, does it?
What?
Just fix it already. Fuck.
I don't have any healing magics. You
Oh,
know,
the
fix
fucking
it
crown.
yourself. It's alright, I done, you bloody idiot.
Fine, God. Fine. He goes to pick it up with Mage Hand and nothing happens. What? Tony, where's my spells?
You're in my powers now, lad. I ain't no wimpy mage. We do things with stone and hammer.
Fine. Kind of loops the hammer inside the crown and just picks it up. I'm the king now. Oh, you too. Shall we go?
Wait, pause. What the fuck just happened?
Is Mariah or Raina saying this?
No, Marani is saying this.
Andros is kind of like looking back and forth between the two. Stony, you want to explain?
It's a bit, complicated, lass. This
Try me.
idiot here,
I borrowed some of his power.
his
'Cause he
form is
can't-
malleable, like water. And so in taking my pact, he can call upon me to temporarily kick that, crazy umbrella out. But in doing so, he loses his watery nature, and instead gains the glorious earthen powers of mine. In all its splendor.
And you see him kind of, again, takes over your body a bit and flexes with your body.
Damn. Those are fucking. Huh. I bet I could beat Thamor in an arm wrestle now.
I think that's the heaviest thing I've ever seen him lift.
Hey, shut up and come here. He just goes over and grabs Zidane by the front and just lifts him up.
Can we contest?
Boys, pissing contest, not the time, please.
You certainly can contest if you want
Oh
to.
my god.
Athletics versus athletics?
Sure.
Come on, ready. You know.
Oh my god.
Aw,
Yes.
that's too bad. I rolled a 24. That was close.
You start to lift up, and then Zidane just looking down, kind of just I don't know. You know what? I'll let Zan. You go ahead and tell me what you're doing with this nat 20.
How, how motivated, how self-assured were you in trying to pick Zidian up?
Fairly. You just went over and was going to pick him up, basically grabbed the kind of one of the basically the area around like the armpit where like a breastplate and the rest of the armor would meet, where you'd find like a hand grip. He basically just went over and was starting to lift you up from that.
So, Zidian probably would have let you at least get a grip on the part of the armor, but then just in a swift maneuver of martial arts, throw the arm off course, and then kick at your knee and force you down, just onto one knee.
Alright, fine. I was just gonna show you that I'm not a weakling right now.
And I'm just showing you there might be some technique involved, not just strength. It'd be
You
interesting.
say
Good there,
so,
lad.
Be interesting to see if you and I can spar, actually. Or, better yet, what if you tried wrestling Thamor like this?
Okay, I think we have more important things to worry about right now. Can we move on to the matter at hand, please?
Yes,
Right.
sorry, love. So there was some sort of spell. There's some sort of magic that's affecting him right now. Is that what I
Yeah.
saw you do earlier?
Yeah, and I tried to get rid of it, but I couldn't. I have to imagine that's what's got him so gung-ho about taking the crown straight to him. Andros, I'm sorry, but you do realize how completely crazy that is, right?
Yeah. But at the same time, it feels like something I want to do. Some magic is kind of fucky like that.
Zidane is gonna itch at the corner of his eye and then look over at Morani.
He didn't seem to like the idea of me going and getting my hat buffed.
You know
Still-
what I'm going to suggest.
Yeah, I think I do.
I still want to get my hat buffed.
But you'll have all the time in the world to get your hat buffed.
We need
I
to
think-
find Absinthoss.
Yeah,
We need
I-
him? Is there a reason?
He's gonna buff your hat.
I don't think he's ever buffed a hat in his life.
Well, if you give him a chance, maybe he'll impress you.
Mm. That's a long shot there, kiddo.
Still, there's a chance.
let's go see if he's up for trying. Come on, it'll be fun. She kind of makes her way behind Andros and just kind of gives him a shove, trying to like lead him out the door.
Yep.
He's basically made of stone. Your shove doesn't do much.
Can I lock someone inside the sanctuary?
I mean, not really, because technically the moment you like don't want them in there, it would just repel them.
So it's one way
What-
only. Damn it.
What if
Um,
what if you closed it while he was still inside?
He would be forced out technically, according to the.
Oh
He
shit.
would still just be able to open the door because he's welcome to come and go. There's no child safety lock.
This is not
Really?
a prison. We did not create an
Really,
extra dimensional
Sparkles?
plane of life prison.
Well,
You trapped me in here? That's rude. Come on, let's walk. He just walks out the door.
Oh shit. So I'll try and hold him. Go find Absinthoss.
Shred, are you actually here?
I'm actually here, yes.
Okay, cool.
So
Have
out
some
of, the
thoughts.
out of the sanctuary, because Andros walks out first. Out of the sanctuary, you see Andros, but about a foot taller. His skin is like a dusty brown and has cracks in it as if it were made of stone. And he has a giant maul in his hand, from which has a crown dangling from one of the ends of the hammer.
Hmm.
Great. What did he get himself into this time?
Absent thoughts. We
Pot calling the kettle black.
Yo,
Oh yes.
what up, Ascot?
Oh dear.
See? Nothing's wrong. Nothing's wrong at all.
Hey,
Tamor,
you want to arm wrestle?
Andrew, shut the fuck up. Absent thoughts, come here.
Absalos is going to do telepathic speech for a second.
Mhm.
As soon as he hears the arm wrestling comment, what the fuck happened to him?
Andros is gonna go sit down next to Tamor.
What color are you?
He's kind of like a dusty grayish brown. He kind of looks like, not quite sandstone, but it's like a dusty brown
Like a
stone.
muted the thing.
Yeah, that's good. Good description.
What the hell happened to you?
Magic.
This entire thing is just the pot calling the kettle black. More asking what the hell happened to you, the guy that has his eye relocated with his nose, missing a finger or an extra finger, and
What happened
several
to you?
other.
You're wearing normal armor.
He's naked almost, isn't he?
No, he put on his other armor.
Yeah, I put my other armor.
Mm-mm.
Why aren't you using your shadows?
I would rather not be in the middle of a fight and have my armor stripped of me because of some anti-magic bolt.
Sure. Whatever. No arm wrestle.
More agree. He looks at you and nods, yeah.
Oh my god. Here we go.
He's gonna
Slams a big meaty fist, elbow on the table. Kind of shudders the whole table. Right. Let's fucking go.
Oh no.
I don't know who I want to win more.
You guys can
I
talk
mean-
while we're arm wrestling.
Yeah.
In your
My
head-
strength's not probably as good as his is right now.
In your head, though, Andros, you just hear Grimbor going, "Call upon the power of near deity to hoist your friend up and lose and arm wrestle your friend." Yeah,
My body.
Osmos have gotten.
You
Next time I
agreed
want-
to be a part of me.
Aye, and I regret my choices every day.
No, you don't. This is fun. Come on.
What has gone into
Right.
that one?
Right. So we were testing a theory a moment ago.
Mm.
And-
Would you like to explain the theory?
Hmm.
You know what? While Andros is occupied, I'm gonna switch my mind link back to Zidane. So I'm trying to initiate three-way calling here. Like-
do.
Teams multi-call.
Oh my
Yay.
god!
20?
Yes! Yes!
This is so dumb.
Andros in his cocky nature sets his arm out, gets ready to arm wrestle. Thamor sits, grabs, and just slams full on through the table, leaving just like an Andros arm impression in the table.
Oh, I'm gonna have to mend that after.
Hey, I wasn't ready. Come on.
Meanwhile, the
Meanwhile,
Seems like
Wow.
it's just as
Skype
weak
call-
as before.
Right. So
Nat 20 and a nat 1. Goodness.
That's no go for you.
So, Andros is of the opinion that this E may possibly be Eladwin, and we thought that we've had Eladwin in our pockets, so to speak, for a while. So we tried to commune with the crown to see if Eladwin still resided in it, and it seems that
He's been absorbed by Faust. Faust is in the crown and did something to Andros after I suggested that maybe you should have been clued in to this entire affair.
You know, if I was the one doing it, you'd call me stupid too. So, no harm, no foul on that one.
Well, not to mention that, with Madeline now taking up permanent residence in your head, I wasn't quite sure how she would respond to whatever was in there, so
Yeah, she probably wants to destroy it.
it's
But
probably a
sure.
safe assumption to make. But anyway, so now Andros seems to be compelled through some, what I can only assume to be dark magics, to bring the crown directly to him. And it was not something that I was able to get rid of myself. So,
Could I roll an Arcana check with advantage with that information?
I mean, Ronnie knows the name of the spell with the high roll they got.
Oh, okay.
what?
It's a
What-
Gios.
A Gias?
Yeah, the spell is literally called Gios.
Gias. Okay. Yeah, I recognize it. I believe it's Gias. Does that mean anything to you?
A simple kiosk spell? Really? And I assume you want to get rid of it.
Well,
Since
unless
we
you
thought
want
it was
Andros
passive.
to just walk the crown straight into the enemy's hands, yes.
And exactly the thing that Faust was looking for.
Oh, it all makes sense now. Yes, as Absinthoth is going to go behind Andros and is going to call upon the Void to touch Andros in the back while he's busy arm wrestling and tell him obligation no more in an attempt to cast remove curse.
Oh no!
No, what? You want to get the curse removed?
No, I do want to get it removed, but Fred, sometimes the way you word your intent.
Obligation, no more.
Grumbar just leaves. He's done.
Oh no!
His obligation is done. You have just gotten,
Please no. Oh god, that'd be terrible. I love it.
I quickly look up the background of chaos and folklore, and it's more of a compelled obligation, so I figured that would be appropriate phrasing.
it literally I think means like quest. Like Gios is like literally the it's old, but that would from another language, but they believe it's quest. So you're literally like giving someone a spell to get to go on a quest. Presiding creature and I'll just remains full braces under 2 minutes. Okay. I love how like this spell has 3 ways to end it. One is an insanely high level two of them are insanely high level spells, and then there's just remove curse. The chill
Yeah.
level 3 spell. Alright, well, can't really argue with that, I suppose. Yeah, so you're the Voidic runes like actually hold on. Before that.
Before
Hold up.
that.
Hold up, wait a
This is
minute.
gonna be good.
Oh no.
Wait, whoa.
Well, it's been nice playing this campaign, guys.
I'm excited. I don't know what else you're thinking.
No, I just have to remember something.
We no longer have an obligation to the plot. Got it.
Like, yeah, an obligation to the plot to begin with.
I was gonna say
Play with
that
trash.
was shaky to start with. Come on, Treg. Come on.
You
Come on.
rolled an 11.
What's your roll, Trey?
Nat 1 for a total of 9.
Remember if this.
Oh man.
You-
My dice. You are the worst.
Okay, it does not. I thought I was. Okay.
That's okay. I just rolled another nat 1. Ah, boy. Someday.
You are just not destined to best Thamor. That's just the way it is.
It's true.
I could give him all the strength in the world, and he still can't apparently win. Yeah. So you feel the runic marking or symbols appear upon your arm and start burning and searing into your flesh. This is the first time this current day you cast it, I believe.
Yes. So I took the 5 of necrotic damage.
Okay. Andros, you feel kind of vaguely feel a pat on your back, considering you've got a stony exterior at the moment, and you are probably more concerned with the fact that you were losing to Thamor as per the norm. But that prickling, nagging in the back of your mind of, like, gotta return the crown, ceases to exist from your head. As does the need to arm wrestle, as does the need to stay in your stony form.
I don't think I actually wrote in a sense that I have to. I have a
Concentration.
choice. I think it's just 10 minutes.
Did I not?
Concentration is an obligation.
Did I not write it?
I don't think we actually put in there
shit.
anything that he can drop it at a choice. It's fine. I'm okay staying in it for 10 minutes.
Okay.
Oh no, we've lost the caster.
He'll keep losing to Thamor.
All right. Well, no, but I mean, I'm taking a bit of a literal turn on just for the fun of how that void spell works. Is all obligations were lost. The curse is gone, but you also have no interest anymore in arm wrestling or really doing much of anything right now.
Fine. I'm just gonna go drink at the bar. Fucking stony. Fucking.
It's not my fault you just suck with my powers.
Fuck off.
I made a stone and you lost to a naked man.
That's more on you then. I wouldn't be able to beat him normally.
I was there in my true form. I would squash him like a bug. You, on the other hand, can barely contain a fraction of my power, and you're losing in an arm wrestling contest.
Empty words from a stone asshole.
Well, it's gonna be like that, is it? Every time you take on my form, I'm gonna get a free punch, then how about that? And I'm gonna change what I punch each time.
Great,
No, we're only here
feel
one
it
half.
each time.
So Andros looks like he's talking to himself right now.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
Well, no, you're hearing Grumbar's voice coming from his mouth. They are having an open verbal conversation with himself.
With himself.
I imagine that like Andros is moving his lips, but then the stone form overlapped is also moving its lips.
Oh, it's not overlap. His
It's his voice.
body is literally becoming is stoned, but it's his voice. Like Grumbar is like talking through him. It's just taking control of his body during those moments.
Like Salty said, imagine a muted form of the thing. That's what Andros looks like right now.
Oh dear.
I did not think that this day could get any weirder, and yet here we are, and this is happening.
He also puts the stone crown back in his bag.
Alright. So while he's having an argument with himself in a way,
See? Solve that problem.
Oh.
But now it's good to know that Faust really wants the crown.
And he
Yeah.
knows where it is with us.
Yeah, but you have it in your sanctuary
points.
thing, don't you?
He points at the mall, which currently has the crown inside of it.
No, he just put it back in his bag. There's...
Oh.
Why don't we keep it inside the sanctuary again?
Because we had to find you and he wouldn't let go of it.
So bring it back now.
Oh, that's right. Shut up! Shut up, shut up, shut up. I was concerned about the...
Well, it
Hey.
looks like he's handling it better. And to talk to himself things kind of weird, but I'm not one to judge. Sure, it'll sort itself out just fine.
Oh dear.
In fact, he probably looks like he's having a lot of fun. Well, I'd be disappointed too if I lost a bunch of arm wrestling with Thamor. Are you gonna get the crown, or do you want me to?
Hey, Andros, as long as you're just getting shit-faced, why don't we put the crown somewhere safe, kind of gesturing toward the sanctuary door?
It is. It's in my bag.
Okay, let me phrase it another way. I think that we should get it off this plane of existence.
Been in my bag for the last couple months.
And now he knows where it is, goddamn you. She just walks up
And
to Andros
who
and
has it?
she's just gonna try. I don't know if he'll resist, but she's gonna try to grab the bag and just grab the crown out of it.
He'll turn away and kind of block you. Listen, lass, he knows it's in the plane of life. We closed it up before we left.
Andros, think of it this way. He knows who us three are. He's going to be looking for us three. He knows
He
it can also
already-
be on the plane of life.
He already knew about us.
He didn't know that we had the crown until now. Come on, I thought that Absent Thoughts got rid of whatever wonky mind shit he did to you. Why are you still being so weird about this?
Why are you?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's weird that I don't want him to be able to find the crown by keeping it on us when he knows that we have it.
Barani,
Look at it this way. Having it nearby means Stony here could, well, make me a duplicate. He's expecting us. Might as well bring him a present.
Zidane blinks.
Didn't think of
So-
that, did you?
If you can make a duplicate, then why do we need to keep the other one on us?
Do I have a model?
Oh my god.
Get to making the
My
replica
head.
now so we can keep the original in the sanctuary.
Tony, you feel like helping out?
Haven't I helped her enough already?
Oh? You've lost every arm wrestle I've tried to do.
What's your own fault, not mine?
Your form.
You're a weak ass butty.
Fair enough.
Okay, I am sick of the fucking posturing. Groombar, please. Just help us out here, please.
Don't be
What
nice
do you
to
want
him.
from me, lass?
Well, apparently, Andros here thinks that you have it within your power to make a duplicate of this crown. Would you mind so that we can put the real one away? So that we don't get vaporized by a dragon or whatever the fuck?
How do I make... What?
It's covered in stone, Stony. Make a stone copy.
You
Don't
can
have to-
do that with your own mold earth. I gave you a big sledgehammer.
Figured you'd want to help. Well, alright. And, yeah, Andros will step outside and find some rock and use mold earth to make a duplicate.
It's not a duplicate
Unless
of the
somebody
crown,
stops
but it's
him.
just,
No, this seems like what we wanted to do. Oh my goodness.
Oh, we're surrounded by idiots.
no, you're surrounded by
Hey.
misunderstood geniuses.
Oh dear.
Yeah. I'm not sure if really a duplicate's the best idea. And
I think
this is gonna sound a little crazy.
crazy seems to be the norm lately. Let's hear it.
Is it a good idea to leave that crown in the plane of life if it's such concentrated evil? How do we know it's not going to spread? Although fair is fair, how do we know it's not going to spread here and do whatever Whatever the hell we just saw with Andros.
Before we left, Groombar did something with it, kind of similar to how he kept the evil force in Dunmorix sealed. He did something similar with the crown. Maybe I don't know how long it'll hold, but hopefully it'll at least be long enough for us to figure out what the hell we're doing. Might not be a permanent fix, but it'll buy us some time at least.
Hmm.
As long as no one touches it, it's fine.
Okay. Put it in a glass case, put it in Sanctuary, leave it there.
That's the
Okay.
idea.
Yeah, that should be fine. That should be fine. Ooh.
What was that?
This
Say,
is
I
Axel
don't
Thoughts thinking.
Scary thought indeed.
Shut up.
Thinking. Perish the thought.
Perish.
Oh.
Absinthoth actually is going to want to contact Madeline for a quick moment. Asking Madeline, Madeline, what do we need to do to end Mother exactly? You want to erase her, don't you? This is just me talking internally in the back of my head, not verbalizing it.
Would I hear this? I mean, are you still telepathically linked with me?
Oh,
or-
I'm going to disconnect that telepathic link with you.
Damn it!
No, he's going to make sure every discretion. He's going to ask for a beer for cover.
Because he's asleep right now.
I'm gonna reach over.
Yeah. Is there anything still open here?
I mean, there's the giant cask of ale that Andros bought and never did anything with.
Oh, cool. I'm gonna take out of
It's
that.
not giant. It's like it's a small barrel, like maybe a gallon or two.
Well, okay, but I mean, it's still big. It's not like a cup, but you
No.
bought it and then you.
I took it into the sanctuary, so it's actually still in there.
Oh, did you? I don't recall you
Yeah.
saying anything after it was given to you, and then just
Hey,
Yep,
you
he
bought
just
it.
he wrapped it up in his arm and carried it into the sanctuary.
All right.
I'm
Nothing.
surprised your
No,
noodle
nothing
arms were able to
immediately.
lift it.
I might have 5 strength, but I'm not completely useless. I can carry a gallon of ale.
Here,
Young
punch it.
lady.
Maybe you'll give it more health. Oh wait, not right now. You'd have to drop the. Anyways,
Yeah, so we'll basically take a beer while attempting to contact Madeline with, right, what do you exactly need to erase Mother? Is it merely touch? Does it have to be my touch? The broader picture I'm trying to think of is, could we mimic the crown and basically use that as a trap against Mother? I mean, it might not work, but it's worth at least asking.
What are you talking about, brother? Mimic what crown?
Faust wants this really specific type of crown for some reason. You know what? The more I think about it, the more of a terrible idea it is. But the crown portion. I mean, we still need to know exactly how you're going to be able to erase Mother. Or we have to do it the old-fashioned way where she slowly bleeds out.
I don't know what will await her if we just kill her. Zariel works in fiendish ways. You could use some of your void-given gifts to wish her away, or simply break the pact.
You really think I could break a pact with the void-given ability? Sure, I could move a ship across the world.
Know till you try, won't you?
You see Absinthoth just stop as he's half pouring himself a beer, thinking about it.
And if all else fails, just try killing her. We can try to go from there if you manage to succeed at that.
Hmm. Hmm. You unfortunately might know better than anyone else. Suppose I did break the pact. Hypothetically. Could Zariel send something from the Nine Hells over here in an attempt to regain control?
Not of her own free volition, but if Mother summoned her, before she would die or before she breaks the pact, that would certainly be a problem, wouldn't it? And let's say you do break the pact, and before she opens up a portal to hell itself and summons an infernal army. Zariel cannot directly intervene, no, not unless called upon by a strong force. But she will seek out another, as she always has, as she will do for foreseeable future.
Okay, completely like off the record. I'm thinking Thunderhands right now.
What?
Wait, what?
What?
Anyways, continue with the conversation. Don't
Brother,
worry
your
about
mind
my.
is full of weird things.
Mother
There's this.
summons a demon from the deepest, darkest ninth hell, and it's
It's
their hands.
Thunderhands.
I am free!
I am free.
Bring me the elves!
Bring me the elves. I'm sorry, I'm degenerating this to just meme territory. As Lazarus to continue pouring himself the beer and thinking about maybe not breaking the pact, but at least breaking Zariel's connection. And last time I tried doing it, he got really, really, really mad with me about it. How the hell am I gonna pull this one off? It's not like I could do it with a snap of my finger. If I do it outside of here, Mother might be aware of it. It's important that she's not aware of it. In fact, she might already be aware of your newfound freedom.
Perhaps. Though there's nothing she can. Once, brother, I am truly free of her. All forms with the memories burned in my mind. Tell you what. You can kill her. Put your hand on her body. And I will see if I can pull it into the void, far away from Zeri. Unless you find a better way. I will. Let's not dwell on what I'll.
So all I need to do is if I just get close enough, that'll be it, right?
Well, you have to kill her.
Small obstacle in the grand scheme of things.
You say so. She is
In the
powerful.
meantime,
She is powerful. I'm sure. Yes.
In the meantime, that old pendant that you were once trapped in, I tried fixing it, but it doesn't seem to be going fast enough.
Is what shard pieces. It's really a vessel was
You don't suppose there's a way we can at least fix it up enough, that way Mother thinks you're still in it.
I suppose not. Oh, I don't think she ever knew what it looked like fully. Sure, maybe get a goldsmith or a jeweler to forward a clever fate. But once she detects the lack of my presence, then
But even
searching
that,
will-
but even that supposed lack, can't we lie on that too?
You really think your mother that poor of a judge, huh?
Like all autocrats. They think they're so good they believe their own lies.
Underestimate her. Are you sure you're up for the task?
It's not like we have much of a choice now, do we? You remember what her letter said? Sacrifice to you, which is now physically impossible, even if I somehow wanted to, which I don't. You'll have to kill the 7 or 8 of us, when in reality it's more like a dozen. I mean, heck, look at this creepy spider thing over here. Or she'll have to annihilate an entire town. That would be the most
Brother,
desperate option.
are you really that dense? Do you not see the ball for what it is?
She was gonna kill everyone in there, wasn't she?
Possible. You know what our family used to do. What she still does. What do you think will happen if she offers an entire town at once? She's looking for a way to defeat Faust. And I'm sure the lives of a few peasants mean nothing to her to do so.
Then I know exactly what to wish for. Even if I can't directly. Oh, it's so obvious. It's all so obvious. She thinks she's safe in her home. What if that connection wasn't?
I'm not sure I follow, brother.
Well, if she's ever in any real threat, she'll ask Zero for more help. If she's trying to sacrifice the whole town, she'll acquire power from Hell. What if Hell was cut off from home? Like a reverse hallowing of sorts.
Bit of a mighty undertaking to cut off a fairly large plain.
Well, at the very least.
I don't think Zeri will take too kindly, or take it lying down to have her connection cut off. powers are only so much as it is right now, brother.
If not, maybe we could just localize it to myself. Or perhaps eventually localize it to the false pendant that we'll forge. Of course, it would not be as strong if she perhaps, ran away the entire time. Fled town. But if we were close enough, it should get the job done. Alright, thinking out loud, we don't have to roll it tonight, and I still haven't fully fleshed out the wording. But I was thinking of using From Nothing I Call My Own to basically create like an anti... It's gonna sound a terrible pun, but like a void hell kind of aura around me. The general idea being that if I'm within, say, 30 or 60 feet around Mother, that Mother would not be able to, say, summon Zerial, kind of thing.
Possibly. I have an idea how we can make that work.
Yeah. Or, like a void anti-magic field. That would definitely be more double-edged with...
More like... I'm thinking more along the lines of how Dunmoric worked.
Ooh. Continuity between plot.
A little bit. As in, she might be able to give you a temporary, certain duration use where she can basically be called forth to walk alongside you and cause a slight intersection of the planes. However, because it's the void, it'll be a bit of a tearing of the planes. So there might be some fun results to that one.
Okay,
Much
let
like
me
how-
think about that. I love it's a great idea. It's probably ultimately going to be a yes, but this is just me thinking like,
Just to
okay,
stick with
how we're
the
gonna do
continuity
how we're gonna do crowd control is what I'm thinking.
Similar to how Groombar's effect worked on the plane with Dunmoric, where his presence
Yes.
overlapped another because he was stuck in another dimension. You were going to basically... It's not a true plane, because the void, the way I built it, is kind of the distance between everything. So to bring it forth and basically do it, you're basically going to create a hole in existence for a bit.
Seems like an acceptable price, as he's going to eat some of the cheese. I mean, I'm assuming the cheese looks edible, I mean,
You just
cheese...
wandered into the kitchen and started eating shit.
He's going to
Marani's
politely
just
cut off
standing
his
there,
own.
just watching
Like
this.
a bowl of cereal in Anderson's apartment.
That's how you know I'm the most despicable villain. I eat your cereal. Yeah, he's gonna cut off a piece of cheese. That looks healthy.
But
Yeah, for sanitary reasons.
we can flesh out those details if that's something we
Yeah.
want to try to create with that wish.
Yeah, so I think part one for him is going to be find the pendant, at least get it half forged by a local jewelry smith.
Okay.
And we could do that offline or just hand wave it. And then step two would be to infuse it with From Nothing I Call My Own.
Okay. We
You
can-
know that one scene? This is a bucket.
No!
Absinthoss's version is, this is a scheme. Dear God. And there's more. No! Oh.
Hey,
Okay.
look, he learned from his family, collateral damage is just part of business. Still trying to unlearn that one, but...
Wonderful.
Called character development, hold on.
So, Andros, you're also getting some very odd glances of passerbys as you are outside continuously pounding the ground and creating what to any passerby just looks like a jagged circular ring of rock.
That's fine. Yeah, I mean, he kind of like went around the back, so it's like, an area where there's a little bit more privacy and maybe an alleyway or something. But yeah, he
And
just
I imagine there's just also a ongoing dispute between you and Groombar still about the... He's berating you of how it looks.
Yeah, exactly. It's constant like performance critique and how this is wrong and this is wrong and I used the wrong type of stone and this or this fissure will break and yeah.
Yeah, and if Seabreeze is trying to steal it, I mean, you can just roll that between yourselves in terms of a perception versus your stealth
You got
or
to beat a
sleight of hand.
passive. You got to beat a passive 14. It's not going to be tricky.
Though he is constantly making new ones, so I don't know if you want to wait till he creates his masterpiece or if you're going to steal one while he's still trying to break them.
Oh, it is contested by a creature's perception check, so I do get to roll. It's not just passive. How about that?
Another nat one from dear old Andros
I
here.
was gonna say.
We'll see. No. It's a 5 for a total of 9. I haven't rolled above a 10 tonight.
Now how you feel?
I think you
Oh,
lost.
I did roll a decent Arcana check. That's the only roll I've rolled decently tonight.
Hmm.
You need to go in jail. You're a terrible dice tonight. So you have a replica crown.
That Andros thinks he still has and is proud of his masterpiece and has now just been stolen.
What is
It's okay,
this
I've got a
thing?
couple.
What does this look like?
A jagged stone donut.
I think she's hearing this and also looking at this crown, and she just actually tries to put it back. And just wants to leave.
Out of pity.
Like, I don't know what's going on here. I might leave these people soon. So.
Does she question that Andros looks very different? Does she question if it's Andros?
Absolutely. I assume she would recognize the hornage.
Yeah, the horns are pretty similar, but he's also like a foot taller and made of rock.
There was much curiosity, and then watching,
and then insanity.
Yeah, and then the realization. Oh, he's gone quite mad. Let's put this back. Go back up the building.
Curiosity almost killed the cat.
Yes, leave crazy alone.
Alright, so now that we've gotten that out of the way, the only characters we haven't really done a whole lot with, Thamor and Seabreeze, I believe, are the two that haven't really had a bit, but I don't know if we want to save that for tomorrow to do the interlude with those two and do a bit more, or what the plan was. I wasn't hoping, trying not to push the session too late into the night.
Yeah, I think we were gonna try to do that in text.
Yeah. Years in text? Okay.
Yeah.
So you do some of that as well then. As far as if it's with me, I will try to respond tomorrow. I got stuff I need to get done through the day, but otherwise I can do it at night before the session or something as well. For text RP. And then we can have another RP session tomorrow to kind of wrap things up, get you all prepared so the next true session in 2 weeks or whatever hopefully will be the ball. If no one starts a fight or something and we have to turn it into a combat session prior to it.
Ask and ye shall receive.
I mean, who knows? Who knows? Is there anything else anyone wants to close up on, or does that seem like a pretty good stopping point for everyone?
Seems like a great stopping point to me.
I finally rolled a 13.
Namor, why is there another D6? We've already had the D6. We all know Absinthoth has now caused you yet another bean. Definitely not the DM.
I like the fact that Shinari is just sitting at her own table.
Good pupper.
Somehow has random lavish amounts of food as someone's been giving Shinari extra food.
As you
Does
do.
she eat food?
As you do.
She's made of plants.
Well, it doesn't really matter.
Goodest girl gets food.
If out of the corner of your eye you see Shar just constantly coming over and just bringing more plates of random like food
Oh,
as
yeah.
treats for it.
Sure.
The spirit, where does it go? Nobody knows.
You have to walk. You have to walk around in your realm.
She left a nice big present for you, Zidane, right in the middle of your realm.
Ah.
It's a little mossy.
Oh dear.
Yep.
We,
Bit of an
we
RP.
done?
I think so. Bit of an RP heavy session. I know it's kind of a bit slow, but getting those kind of preparations. Still have